So I wanted to go back to Ephesians 6 because there's actually really very interesting stuff here. And there's interesting stuff historically, which has been unfortunately used out of context to justify very heinous things at many different times in history. And I'm going to say it like that because I actually just want to focus on the scriptures. I don't really want to get away from the scriptures, but I did because it came up in terms of the scriptures, so I want to address it in terms of the scriptures. So Ephesians 6 and 5, servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh. Okay, so it's saying if you're under servitude with people, and then also we have to remember that really servants is leading to employer. So a lot of people have used that to mean like, well, that means if you're up under somebody and you're their slave, then that you really shouldn't buck up against that. But here, let's just continue. And it's always good to read the black part. And by the black part, I mean the part that's written, not the part that somebody made up. So servants, be obedient to them that are masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling, in singleness of your heart as unto Christ. And really, it's good to read it as is, because then you really see that really this is how they want you to submit to the Most High. You're submitting to the Most High. You're submitting to his Son, which is an aspect of the Most High. That's what they're really asking you to do. People might veer off and say something else, but that's really what they're asking you to do here. Continuing on, not with eye service. Yeah, eye service, move faking, pump faking. Let's just pretend, nope. Not with eye service as men pleasers, but as the servants of Christ. Servants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart. And I'm going this way because I've heard over the course of my life, many people talk about how this was a justification at different times for, at the bare minimum, errant behavior. But if we just read what it says, we know what should have happened now or at any other point in history. Continuing on, with goodwill doing service as to the Lord and not to man. But if we continue on, knowing that whatsoever good thing any man doeth, the same shall he receive of the Lord, whether he be bond or free. And ye masters, do the same things unto them. So I'm going to stop right there because, as I said, I thought it was very interesting and I didn't want to completely step over it, but I made a separate video. So the people who are masters, as in servants, as in employer, employee, you are once again to treat each other with the context of God, with the context of Christ, with that lens. It's pretty clear, black and white. Let me read it again. And ye masters, do the same things unto them, forbearing, threatening, knowing that your master is also in heaven. So I'm going to wrap this up with the real context, the real most important conversation being had here is for us to fear the Lord with trembling, and the Lord, not a man. That's the main, really, and it's pretty much in black and white. Now, now at the same time, there is a conversation about who you're working for, but it doesn't mean that I just lay down on the ground. That context is not there. And I wanted to come back to it because I did something else on Ephesians, and I didn't want to step over those scriptures with historically over and over again people have used them for, at the bare minimum, errant, heinous behavior.